Mario, welcome to Radioacktiva, man. What a pleasure having you with us.
Yeah, absolutely. It's my pleasure too.
And it's the first time that Gojira is going to be playing in Colombia, so it must be very exciting.
Yeah, we are very, very, very excited. And you're right, it's the first time, and we just cannot wait. And we are lucky enough to have like 2 days off after the show, I assume. So maybe a bit of time to visit your beautiful city, and country.
Yeah, with this particular album, there are lots of things that we have to talk about, the lyrics and the songs. But of course, one of my favorite tracks of the record is Amazonia. And I go through the song, I go through the lyrics: godly Amazonia, bloody Amazonia, mighty Amazonia, clean Amazonia. And so many things are posed during the record. So I wanted to ask you a bit about that. Tell us about the lyrics, about the record, and about what I perceive as an environmental responsibility from the band.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not the one who writes the lyrics. It's my brother Joe, actually, who's a guitarist singer. I'm the drummer, but definitely we share ideas in general, and we have the same vision and the same perception of things in general. We feel very concerned about what's happening right now, the climate change, and all the problem we have with the climate, and the fact the humanity is in danger right now. So it's definitely a huge concern. It's also probably because we grew up in southwest of France, far from the big cities, and we are surrounded by nature. So our playground was the ocean and the mountains and forests, So we spent 99% of our time in the nature as a kids, Right now I'm in the southwest of France, and it's the same, I just go to the beach. And so yeah, we are very, very concerned. And when we saw the Amazonia burning, and we saw the politic, especially in some countries, who seems to doesn't care, or I know it's a complex problem, but we definitely feel angry, because it's not all about Brazil, for example. It's a human problem. It's a universal problem, and we in Europe are responsible for some problems happening over there as well. The way we consume things and the way we buy things. So it's an overall concern. And it's really because we are four very sensitive person in the band, and very concerned about the planet and the humanity in general.
And actually, the video also, it's impressive, and it has all that message in the images. I don't know if you should be the person I should ask this, but I wanted to know a bit about that video too. The clips with the indigenous people and the fire. Where are those things taken from? Do you know?
It's different sources. One of them is a French reporter, photographer, videographer who spent a lot of years in the Amazon. His name is Vincent Moon. This guy gave us all the intimate footage of the indigenous people, the one who's dancing, the houses, etc., etc. For the fire, honestly, it wasn't easy to find some footage everywhere online. So it's a mix of both different sources. But definitely the biggest part is really the work that Vincent Moon did. He did respect so much the indigenous, and he spent so many times in their culture, their environment, so it's a mix.
Okay. Did you get in the studio with the idea of fortitude? When I was sort of reading and understanding the idea, the word fortitude, courage over a long period, did you get in the studio with this idea maybe as a message when recording and writing the album?
I'm not saying about writing, but definitely about recording. When we wrote the album, we were just trying to find some ideas on the musical point of view, and the lyrics come usually after. So it's a long process of jamming, especially the music in Gojira, at least. We spend month and month just jamming, finding some good riffs, and then Joe is bringing all the lyrics. And I know in the past it was kind of both together, but right now it's different. We really write the music, and Joe is coming after that. But Fortitude was already a concept we had during the process of writing the riffs, the music, this idea of the strength and getting stronger. So I would say when we started to record, the name was already there, and it's definitely was a good guidance for us. Good, a very important concept to give an intention into the music. You know, while I was tracking the drums, I was thinking about the strengths and the fortitude concept.
Somehow it seems like the Fortitude record has meant a lot for the band, not only within the metal community, but on a whole different level. The band, like there are several people that are getting into the band after the release of Fortitude. Do you somehow understand what's going on? You know that it was selected as the one album of the year by Revolver magazine and all that. I'm pretty sure you read the reviews, or maybe you've seen it on over the news. But I think it's impressive how Fortitude has caught the attention of people outside the metal community and even not necessarily metal fans.
Yeah, probably because it's true that the lyrics and the theme we treat in our music is kind of very universal. It's not about you know, there is so many cliches in general in metal, but a song like Another World and the video we dropped with it was kind of relevant to the situation we were living during the COVID. And Amazonia is actually a big concern for everyone. You know, even if you listen to reggae music, but you can understand why this song Amazonia, how it resonates. You know, it's really universal. So maybe probably the overall aesthetic and the themes we are talking touch more people in general. You know, but it's still a mystery. You know, having success is very mysterious. Why us? You know. There is so many good bands. What I know is probably the fact we come from France at first was a problem for us. Now it's kind of a force because it's a very specific identity. It's kind of charming, I would say, probably. And yeah, the way we write music is not so common. We can tell that we are not from the US or the UK, for example. We have a different approach, you know, and it's maybe something to attract people, but it's still a mystery. I don't know why we are successful, you know, it's hard to tell.
Yeah, and some mysteries are better left unsolved, right?
Yeah, right.
With this might be hard to answer, but I was really wondering about the record. How do you innovate when it comes to metal? Since you mentioned earlier reggae, you know, genres like ska, no, like reggae or metal are very traditional. I mean, you can identify it automatically. So it's hard to push the boundaries toward different levels, or of course, reaching a different audience.
Yeah.
So how did you manage to develop that for Fortitude?
It's not very intellectual. It's not very mental. It's more organic. You know, we jam, and when we hear something cool, we say, "Let's go." You know, it's not very. We try to catch more people here and there. I would say I have to be very honest, but the fact we are touring so much, we are a live band. Mainly 90% of our life is on the road, so we play shows, you know, we do sound check and we play shows, sound check, over and over again. It's like a huge circle, you know. We do Europe and US, sometimes South America, Asia, you know. It's crazy. So when we write the music, we want to play songs who's gonna be fun, maybe to play live as well. And it's almost like it's not a conscious thing, you know. We are not like trying to do something, let's catch more people. It's really, let's have fun on stage and have something maybe more simple sometimes. Because when you play very technical music and you start to play like arenas or stadium on festival, huge festival, you just notice that if it's too crazy, too technical, it doesn't really work, you know? Yeah, sorry, can you repeat the end of the...
Oh, of course. I was wondering and about how, even though we both, our native tongues are not English, you're still coming touring South America with a record that has an environmental message that still comes through a very different audience.
Yeah. So what is your question? How I feel about this? Or
Yes.
It's amazing. It's a universal language, you know. Music is it's fantastic. My English is not so good. Like my brother, English is perfect, you know. I'm more into emotional side of the music, you know. It's not about really the message or lyrics for me. My language is not like perfect, but I know when I will play the drums for you guys, you know, I will have so much to tell through the drums, and it's the magical of the music in general. I just through the drums I will communicate so much, you know, so many emotions, different emotions, and it's why I truly love the music in general, because it's language of the body, the language of the soul, you know. It's really not intellectual, and it's a truly amazing feeling. I cannot wait, you know. I'm taking my plane in 2 days, and I'm just cannot wait, you know, because to see different culture, different people, but in the same time we speak the same language through the music, you know. It's great.
I wanted to ask you also about Fortitude, even if the record somehow presents, if I got the things right in my head, an apocalyptic sort of life, it really doesn't sound apocalyptic. The message when recording and writing the lyrics give us something different and maybe more hopeful and even reflective about what's going on, more than an apocalyptic kind of thing. Did I make myself clear there?
Yeah. It's truly the paradox in our personality, first of all, and in our music. You know, we have this two different side. We have also a very feminine side in our personality. We are very sensitive, as I told you, and the poetry, the chaos, the uplifting thing, and the melancholy, you know, work together. It's kind of a balance, you know. So we play with different forces, and it's what we like in general. So there is a lot of power and anger, but at the same time it's truly uplifting, you know. A song like The Chant is a true message of hope, for example. It's the complexity of our personality is also part of it, you know. Sometimes I'm very melancholic, but sometimes I have hope, you know. I'm in between all the time. It's like our music, I would say.
That's something interesting to find on a metal record. You know, that's it's not something you usually find in the greatest metal album of all times. You know, there's always anger, there's always melancholy, there's always pain.
Yeah.
But this time, you know, there are moments in the record harmonically that you kind of go like, huh, okay, there's hope.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But it's also, we play the music for us as well, you know. So we want to resonate. We want to make sure the melody we're going to play, or the resonance of the melody will bring us something positive sometimes. So yeah, at the end of Newfound, for example, is very uplifting. The chant is uplifting, you know. Even some choruses in Into the Storm, or so it's also something we need for ourselves, you know. When we tour, we play these songs every night over and over again, and we need to be fulfilled by these songs, you know, and we need to feel good as well.
Okay, well, I'm glad to hear that, Mario. Thank you very much for having this moment with us here on Radioacktiva. Looking forward to see the show of the band, and wishing you the best. Looking forward to see you guys perform here for the first time ever.
Thank you so much. Cannot wait to see your beautiful country.
Thank you.